hear what he said, if he's able to go first or second, but we're going to find out right now as we jump into game number 1.
Stand by main.
Anything to draw, please?
Nothing to draw.
I'll discard.
It looks like he is going first, and Mackie is going to start things off with a Mulcharmy. Looks like Perilia, which is extraordinary against Spright.
Yeah.
But it's met by Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Alejandro's not going to let Mackie get any more cards here as he starts his turn.
I know. Not only is he playing the Spright cards, he's also playing Kashtira Fenrir. Just Kashtira Fenrir. He's not playing Unicorn or any of the other Kashtira monsters. But obviously, Perilia against a deck incorporating the Kashtira and the Spright cards, I mean, we would have been looking at 4 or 5 draws this turn if that resolved.
Definitely. It's a strong card against the Spright strategy, but we see Fenrir coming down. A Nimble Beaver is here, and he's going to try and special summon a Nimble from the deck to the field. I love Nimble Beaver. Nimble Angler, a really awesome card. So let's see if that is going to be what he decides to summon here from the deck. And there it is, the Nimble Angler. I always like Adventure Spright because you can always discard the Angler, special summon the 2 Nimble Beavers from the deck.
I was just about to say, I really did like that variation of the Adventure deck when it was incorporating the Sprites. It's not what we see here today. We just see the Nimbles themselves, and Angler's totally fine without that. But I did have a spot in my heart for that earlier as well.
Now we see that Quarter Century Secret Rare Gigantic Spright going to try and activate the effect, but Mackie does have Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring of his own to counter that Gigantic Spright.
Also beautiful Quarter Century Secret Rare.
Oh, and he has the triple tactics talent. So he gets to take a peek. There's the Engraver and 2 copies of Kashtira Unicorn. I mean, you got to take the Engraver here, right?
Yeah, presumably. Unicorn's one of those cards where you don't really want multiple copies for a lot of different reasons. You know, you're going to be able to special summon that first one, but the odds that you're going to then be able to eventually summon a second one in a non-pure Kashtira deck, not as great. I mean, obviously you can search the Birth, but his deck has 2 Unicorns on the field.
Correct.
Which actually, I guess, can pivot into the Fiendsmith cards.
Yeah, I mean, it's something for sure.
But one interruption there, and it's not going to work.
All right, Alejandro already making moves in a big way here. We talked about all weekend that Triple Tactics Talent is going to be a key card for this weekend for a lot of players, and it is the case here. And now we're going to see a Link summon for, yes, Spright Sprint. So this will let him send a level 2 monster from the deck to the graveyard, and it's going to be the card we were talking about a second ago, Nimble Angler. Since it's sent to the graveyard, he can special summon 2 Nimble monsters from his deck. So he's going to go for Nimble Beaver, and I believe that is Nimble Manta. Another Nimble name to be used for another... Okay, this is cool. Yeah, I love Mannequin Cat. So Mannequin Cat's going to special summon the Ash Blossom to his side of the field.
Now it's going to let him special summon his own fire monster.
Target Ash for a fire monster?
Yeah, I heard some people were using Mannequin Cats and other strategies. I think it was Yubel, maybe, to try and summon Chaos Hunter against Malice.
Oh, that is another card that would line up quite well against the Malice strategy.
Yeah, Mannequin Cat, one of my favorite cards. It's a funny way to actually get monsters out of your deck. Spright Carrot is going to be a fire monster that he can summon, so now he has access to a spell and trap negate.
So we know he has another Fenrir in hand, so I'm curious what the last card is. The card that he's elected to set. Looking over his deck list, it looks like that might be a copy of something like Forbidden Droplet.
Nothing in draw.
Cinema, please.
You're good.
Maybe 1.
All right, so he put the Ash Blossom
Yes.
on his field with the 2 he knows his hand has 2 Kashtira Unicorns. Beautiful. I love it.
So what is going to happen here is he would have to attack the Ash Blossom to clear it off, but then when he summons the Unicorn and he tries to activate the effect to search Birth, now he actually has the carrot to negate and destroy the Birth, whereas if he did not have that Ash Blossom on the field, he'd be able to summon the Unicorn, attack over the carrot, special summon Unicorn, Unicorn search Birth, and then activate the Birth after attacking over the carrot and not have to worry about the negation. Because 2 Kashtira monsters can actually still pivot into the Fiendsmith package.
So he goes to battle phase, attacks into the Mannequin Cat just to get the Ash Blossom off the field so he can special summon the Unicorn. So now he's going to use the effect of Mannequin Cat to summon a Psychic monster. And that's going to bring back his Fenrir. Let's go, Mannequin Cat.
Yes.
This is a lot of fun. I love Alejandro's Spright deck here.
I'll go Link 1, look at your extra deck.
Bold move. I guess he does have another Unicorn in his hand, but he's going to immediately force out the Fenrir potentially, unless Alejandro has something like infinite impermanence and just wants to stop it right here, right now. Because it could just end his turn, essentially. It's a droplet, same kind of difference. Going to discard that extra copy of Fenrir that he added to his hand on the previous turn. And with...
Type or attribute.
yeah, we get to summon any monster of the same type or attribute from the deck or graveyard.
That question earlier about what is the Spright deck doing that has brought it to 4-0, the answer is just summoning Mannequin Cat.
It's a good card.
We're seeing two great applications of Mannequin Cat as well. Putting a monster on the field to play around Fenrir, or to play around Unicorn, and the ability now to summon your own Fenrir out of the graveyard upon the special summon of Unicorn.
So cool. I just love that you can still use old strategies against the current decks and find a way. All right, now he's starting his turn. Let's see what he has to do. He could overlay his Carrot and Sprite Sprint for a Gigantic Sprite. He could just start with Mannequin Cat to try and get one of his other fire sprites onto the field by summoning that Ash out once again.
Mannequin.
And it looks like that is going to be what he chooses to do here.
Ash again.
Yep.
Yeah, this would give him access to red.
Attack position. Mannequin near chain.
So this is the third monster that Alejandro is going to be able to summon off his Mannequin Cat.
Again?
And then the Sprite Sprint's going to trigger, since he detached material from the Xyz monster, to return the Unicorn back to his hand. Let's go! Then, yep, he is going to overlay the Carrot and the Sprint for Gigantic Sprite. It's going to double its attack to 3,200. Now he's going to special summon Sprite Blue. Blue's going to add Jet. It's been a while since we've seen this, but it's still doing great. Jet's going to add Spright Gamma Burst. That's going to add a lot of damage. And of YCS Anaheim.
We actually got the answer that Alejandro prefers to go first with this strategy, at least when given the opportunity to do so. So let's see what his strategy looks like when it is going to go second.
All right, so he's got a Molt Charm he follows. This pressure plane is going to be activated in the main monster zone. Okay, there you go. that was just made me chuckle a little bit. I've never seen it, but it is a little different on the live stream game map. But that's going to add Unicorn. So this is where I was talking about. Is Perilia better than Fualos at times? And this is one of those hands where Perilia would probably pay a little bit more in dividends. But the Fualos kind of guarantees that he won't have to worry about the Fiendsmith side of the deck. But he might still just give up like one draw from the... Oh, it is Perilia. Oh, I thought it was Fualos.
It is Perilia.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then he's in great shape.
One hand.
One hand.
Perilia is excellent here against the Kashtira monsters. Because now even if he has Birth and tries to summon from his hand like for a normal summon, it's going to be another draw. If he tries to normal summon something like Lacrima or the Crimson Tier, he's going to get another draw. But at least the Unicorn is going to resolve and let him add a copy of Kashtira Birth to the hand.
Now the question is he going to be priced into that normal summon?
Activate the work.
Yes.
So one.
Okay.
Looks like he is just going to try and
Two in hand. I'm going to pass it through.
have this Kashtira Unicorn. The Birth can banish from the graveyard potentially, which could be a little annoying, but just the Unicorn, not much interaction. Just taking one card of the extra deck is not game breaking, especially against the Spright strategy. Meets the Unicorn with his own copy of Kashtira Fenrir.
Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks to about a year or so ago.
Hey, the Kashtira cards are great. They have stood the test of time, that is for sure.
Looks like he's going to follow this up with an Hyperia. He's deciding if he wants to search with the Fenrir or if he wants to get the draw.
Like to draw one.
Hyperia making an appearance again.
Yeah.
We saw it really popular when Spright Elf was legal because you're able to bring it back and constantly draw cards. But he's going to Solemn Judgment that normal summon. Doesn't want him to have a level 2 on the field. He's looking at Alejandro right now saying, you better have Spright starter or else we're going to the next game.
Really interesting. Looks like he might have a copy of Talents in his hand, and he just asked if there was, anything afterwards.
All right, so going to activate Infinite Permanence on the Fenrir.
Curious if he's going to ever activate that Unicorn, or if he's going to play around the Talents.
What? Oh, did you just act? Oh, he used Fenrir's effect to add, and he just got met by
Yeah, he got
Infinite
Infinite
Permanence.
Permanence.
And he does have Spright starter. That's not the card Mackie wants to see.
No, absolutely not. When you shut off the Hyperia on the field, this is pretty much the only card the opponent can have to actually continue putting sprites onto the field.
And the name holds true. It's going to start the Spright chain here. Spright Blue is going to be special from the deck. He's going to take the attack of Spright Blue to his life points. But now Spright Blue is going to let him add a Spright monster from the deck to the hand.
Mackie does remember to utilize his Birth, but they Kashtira monster on the field to banish the entirety of Alejandro's graveyard face down. Nothing too consequential, but you know, it could potentially end up mattering to some extent, especially with cards like Mannequin Cat in your strategy.
Definitely. Don't want to miss your opportunity to use those extra effects. And now it looks like he is going to add Spright Jet to the hand. Special summon Spright Jet.
Especially because the Spright deck doesn't necessarily play a lot of spells. So in terms of actually getting your Birth to resolve, there might not be a lot of opportunities to do so.
Spright Jet's going to get Gamma Burst. So now it looks like it's the time that Mackie wants to use the Kashtira Unicorn to take a peek in that extra deck and banish one of those monsters face down.
He knew exactly what he wanted. I wasn't quite able to see it, but he knew exactly the one that he wanted. Fortunately, this is going to set it up so that he can activate the talents in hand. And with the Gamma Burst, I think that just might be game.
To control.
Triple Tactics talent is going to take Unicorn. And he already added the Gamma Burst, right?
He did.
This is over 8,000 if he goes to the battle phase.
Going to battle?
He's going straight to battle.
Under 5 summons, too.
Unicorn.
Impermanence check.
Yeah, no, the Sprite starter was not activated in the same thing.
Good game.